Hey, how's it going? Hey there, neighborinos. I hope you're all doing good on this Friday there. Yeah. So, how's everybody doing? I hope that you are having a wonderful day and that it continues to be as such. Um, it is a nice day today for once. It's like 75 and sunny, which we haven't had all summer really. We've had like 90, 95 Fahrenheit and then like 50. So it's nice to have that. So, right before this stream, I put up a video that is extremely long for those of you who like the long content, but it's all pretty much all audio based. You might want to see what the fish looks like, but you'll see that in the thumbnail. But it's about 40 minutes long, and it is about the fish that we have kind of forgotten about, which used to be as popular as goldfish for a while in the 1800s, and it was a European carp, and they're called mirror carp. They're really beautiful. I caught one the other day. Apparently, like normal carp and some degree of them being bred back to normal plain looking carp is the more common occurrence now. And of course, they are invasive, but they're far less damaging than the Asiatic carps. There's 3 or 4 species that are worse that are also invasive to North America. But I did a whole thing on how we imported them and how they actually allowed U.S. expansion to go on in the new territories in the 1870s, basically the new Western frontier, and how the government was involved. And it actually answers this question that I'd had for years of why was the government giving out goldfish like crazy for 10 years in the 1870s and 1880s. You could get a free goldfish just by writing the government in DC. Kind of crazy. So today is going to be a stream where I want to go look and see some new plants perhaps, and I will take you along for the ride. But I figure we'll do questions first. Today I only have an hour, unfortunately. And then the other thing about today's stream, again, I'm streaming with the new HD camera and microphone, and obviously I've got the headphones and a light and all that. So yeah, I got to figure out a new spot and a background. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, I kind of like the idea of just turning around my phone's camera, and while I read your comments in live time on that, having it film one of the tanks and just using that as kind of the background. So yeah. Other than that, what else do I have to say? Gee, I can't think of anything. Alan, do you have anything to say? All right, guys. So if you didn't know, Alan is a madman. Alan Bauer, who has helped me do all of the aquascape contests that we've ever done on this channel. And he literally like made a whole setup so that we could get your submissions and read your stuff without knowing who sent it in, and then it said the email but not the person, like reconfigured it. Like, he is a madman wizard when it comes to that stuff. Mridgel really helped me as well with that. But what I was going to say is where I met him was at the AGA in 2019 that happened to be in Seattle, which I was able to make because is in Seattle. Although, ironically, at the last minute, I only got there at the last minute because I was in Florida. I mean, go figure. I don't travel anywhere hardly ever, and then I go to Florida for the one weekend when the biggest aquatic plant conference in the world is going on. So I hurry back from Florida and I'm all jet lagged and crazy. I haven't slept. I used to not be able to sleep on planes whatsoever. And I got back, literally hadn't slept, and Jason picks me up and we go, and I get to meet Alan in person, who happened to be one of my early subscribers. And so Alan, who's obviously a friend of mine now and everything, he was very upset that I wasn't going to the AGA this year due to money, which is why I didn't go to the Triple Crown, didn't go to Aquashella or any of those things, or the Keystone Clash this weekend. So he said, well, you need to go to one of those things at least, and I'm going, as is in him, to the AGA convention. It's every 2 years, so it doesn't happen that often. It can happen anywhere, and it's in America again, in Chicago. And realistically, like, when's it going to be close? When is, when am I going to have the opportunity to go nerd out with aquarium plants again? And so Alan wrote a GoFundMe saying that I will make, let's just pull it up here. Let's just pull it up. So I've pinned it in the comments. If you want to fund it, think of this as, because I feel really awkward saying, like, please help me, please give me money. I feel really weird doing that. But at the same time, like, I will seriously be going there to try to make contacts for us as a channel, the community, and hopefully to do some interviews. I know Crystal Castleman and Karen Randall, all these incredible people that have literally written the book on plants, are going to be there. And also it'll be Chicago. And the cool thing about Chicago is that it has the Shed Aquarium. So hopefully I could go with Alan as well and any of you subscribers who are in the Midwest near Chicago, we could go to the Shed Aquarium and I can make a video there and share that with you guys. That's the oldest aquarium in North America, or in North or South America. It's like the third oldest aquarium in the world that's continually running. And so, I mean, there's some really cool stuff there. There's also some botanical gardens and ponds and things that I would check out there. Plus, I would love to do some urban collecting somewhere there. So I'm hoping just to go for kind of the weekend, essentially, but we'd hopefully have a day before and a day after, essentially, to do stuff other than the weekend of. And if you guys are interested in that content, if you guys don't like that content, then don't worry about it. But if you guys are interested in me bringing home some of the weirdest wife interruptions ever. Yes, honey?
I'm giving you encouragement.
What are you encouraging me to do? Move to Chicago?
Yeah. Bye.
Where are you going?
Mommy.
Boeing? Okay. Boeing. Have fun at Boeing. All right, guys. So, my wife, of course. So yes, Mrs. History. Yes. That is Laura, if you guys didn't know. But yeah, so if you guys would like to see videos on me urban collecting in Chicago, Alan getting shot while we do that, and going to auctions with the rarest plants in the world being bid on. The other thing is, Alan and I may be able to bring back some rare plants to distribute to viewers. So depending on what they are, if it's a stem plant, like, I'll be able to then grow that and then pass that on to y'all, sell it, or maybe even, I don't know. When Alan put up the GoFundMe, it was a total surprise. So I was like, well, maybe I should do some sort of, backer rewards like Kickstarter. But I don't want to promise that or anything. But I also would stream any talk that I'm allowed to see and be at every talk that I could see at the AGA. And I don't think anybody really in the aquarium community hardly is going, like YouTubers, because it tends to be really nerdy. It tends to be like Latin names of stuff only. I mean, not only, but in the talks. And it's a lot of botanists and new findings, and there is the auction that is pretty open and friendly to the public, but it's more about the interesting stuff going on in the world of aquatic botany and aquariums, and people like Diane Wallstead will be there, and it should be really, really interesting. So if you guys want a sneak peek on that, you want me to go, I would be very grateful, because I'm just not going unless it gets funded via this. And as much as that pains me to say that I'm not going to all the other things too, I will be speaking in Florida, which is going to get me towards Florida. And some of you guys that watch the channel that I know we're going to meet up with, and I'm going to stay with a couple of y'all. And I'll also be touring there the aquatic or the aquaculture research lab, which is the most advanced one in the world, pretty much. I mean, Singapore and Hong Kong have good ones too. But they do, everything from getting saltwater fish to breed to in captivity, like the tang and the firefish, to they hybridized a giraffe catfish with a red tail, platinum white red tail catfish. And they come up with crazy stuff. And they also figure out, like, they've come up with a cure for Iliobiopsidae, the green rot or algae / parasite combination that happens on Neocaridina shrimp. So should be pretty interesting on that trip too. So hopefully we'll have some interviews and experts on the channel soon that are very worthwhile watches. Also, I've been working on a couple videos, including part 2 of what I put out today on the European goldfish. I could have called it the American goldfish for the purposes of the story, because I tell about how it got to America and how basically we trashed most of our fish sources, and yet the cities back then, people relied on fish. They couldn't afford pork and poultry, and like there weren't railroads or things like that to get it in mass to the bigger cities. And so fish were a huge part of the diet, way more so than now. Not to mention they were part of every wedding and Christmas and New Year's for many Scandinavians and people from Belgium, people from Rome, people from Greece. So pretty interesting. Link Master Supreme, how are you feeling today? Is it very humid where you are? Yes, it is humid today. I am I'm doing okay. I'm mentally in a great mood, and I am physically doing okay. I have a bit of a flare going on with my lupus, which then causes allergies and other stuff to act up also generally. But if you're catching that I have some redness and like swelling on my face, I'm trying to keep it down with the meds they gave me and stuff. But I also have a lot of, like, if you guys can see these, when you look up close, they're like little tiny bumps that are like little blood blisters that form. And then a lot of times I'll get a big rash right here that's kind of weird shaped. It'll happen here and kind of an X, or as they say in the autoimmune system crowd, the butterfly rash, which makes it sound really fun, right? Alex carping on about fish imports again. Yeah, and I set the tone of that first carp video as positive because it's a beautiful fish and it is interesting, and it's not as bad as the Asiatic carp have been. in theory. I mean, you could say that, and then there might be one thing that gets impacted worse by them, like some salamander, and it's like, hey, what do you mean it's not worse? And salamander's all mad at me right now. But no, so the Asian carp are a lot more destructive and problematic in general than the European carp is. That's not saying that it's great either, though. But it has made a niche in America in some places that are pretty artificial, like a lot of canals and a lot of dammed up rivers where you have standing water in like the deep south or in the Midwest in these big lakes that form there that wouldn't normally be there. So there's a lot of warm, stagnant water with like farmyard runoff and fertilizers and even waste and stuff like that running off into them. And the carp are one of the few fish, along with catfish, that can live there in those conditions. So in that sense, it's kind of interesting. And yeah, goldfish are a form of carp. So are koi too. But the mirror carp was a chapter of that history that I didn't know. I had never caught one before or seen one before around here, and they are gorgeous. I mean, I like it more than the goldfish. I'll post some pictures in the community tab of the one that I caught. I've still got it in a specimen container right now. It's in a critter carrier, one of the like 10-gallon ones from Petco for reptiles, and it's or PetSmart, and it'll be going in my big pond. So yeah. Thank you, Oink Master. I appreciate it. She said, as a lupus patient myself, I completely understand, and I always want to check in with you. When I saw your butterfly, it made me concerned on how you're feeling. Yeah, so I didn't know if it was noticeable at all. It also kind of makes my eyes itchy and just my face in general. But you can kind of see when I touch my skin, like it leaves like white marks because everything's swollen, and it should do that for everyone. But it's a lot. Like, it brings a lot of blood and inflammation to the surface. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So what question does anybody have today before we talk about anything? Ooh, you got some lightning, Killer Kitty. Awesome. I'm sorry. I know I should stay away from lightning and all that jazz, but we have some coming up in Seattle in the forecast for, I think, Monday or Tuesday. And I'm really excited. Like, we haven't had it in a long time in Seattle, and I love watching the lightning roll in. So I'm hoping when I go to Florida, that we'll have a few good lightning storms in the afternoons like usual, and maybe even during the Chicago trip in September. So yeah, there's all that. Oh, or in Ohio in November when I'm going, October, November. So I'll open up the feed in a sec too. Sorry if you guys could hear me wheezing there too. Like I said, it makes my allergies bad. It makes everything more work. Arr. Okay. Open up this new tab. Now I got to find that link that is pinned in here to Alan's thing so I can read off what he promised y'all I would make if you guys support sending me there. And again, that link is pinned in the comment section in the chat, or in the chat section rather. If you do want to kick a couple bucks my way, it will go towards Alan arresting me, or rather detaining me and taking me to AGA with him and talking to some of the foremost experts in the world on aquatic plants, which I already have talked to some folks like Crystal Castleman and stuff, and been like, okay, so what can I swap? How can I get a hold of, your immersed this or that? So it should be pretty fun. But how's I didn't check in today at all, but Killer Kitty, Mark Sturlson, Bunny Viper, Sky Dancer, Alan, Oink Master, John Monroe, Regina. How are you guys all doing? Nancy B also. Apparently Nancy just helped out with my trip to the AGA happening. So thank you so much. Because the other thing is, I will have to just spend the money out of pocket and go to the AGA, and get tickets rather before it's fully funded. I think because I want to make sure to get a reasonable priced flight. So there's all that. Let's see here. Mick says, Alex, I have 5 males and 3 female Elosoma gilberti. Can you give me any tips on how to breed them? Thanks. Yeah, you can colony breed them, but they need very dense plants, like extremely dense, like Sawassertang, just floating their density, because it is very, very tricky to get them to spawn and not eat their babies otherwise. And a lot of people keep them in really teeny tanks, like a 5-gallon or a 2-gallon or whatever it may be. And that's fine, but they're going to find their babies and eat them quickly there. Whereas if you keep them in, like, say, a 20 long, and you have like 2 females and a male, or you have that colony and you have some sand and you have some leaf litter and then some plants with that, some floating plants, some moss, stuff like that, dense enough that they just don't see each other and that the babies can dart in there and hide, then you'll just over time, by feeding them baby brine shrimp or any live food that's teeny, whether it's paramecium and infusoria also really helps. Other than that, usually I don't heat their tank or anything, but you can heat their tank to assure that they are in the mood. You can up the water temperature a bit to help for that. That's what I would recommend. That's awesome that you got some pygmy Gulf Coast sunfish though over there, Mick. I'm glad to hear that. They're really beautiful. The Gilberti are my favorite. I think they have the best blue tones. They have kind of like a metallic turquoise or sky blue mixed with like a royal navy blue, all of which are like iridescent to metallic in tone. And they're just so full of personality. They look like little scarlet batis, but they're blue and from North America. Let's see, WTF 1A or Lala. Just wanted to say thanks for the code. Might want to talk to Aquatic Arts to add codes to honey. Got some vampire crabs with it. Yeah, the code, you can add it to honey, actually, if you are a viewer, a user, and you just want to add it to honey. You can say add code and do it. That was why we started doing the code thing, was, so many people were using it for a while, and they're like, these aren't all referrals from you. We want to know who all is a referral. And if honey gets it, then they start saying, so-and-so referred it. And so what happened, I think Aquatic Arts turned it off so that honey can't get my code. But you can give it a shot. I won't argue with you, because if they hear about it that way, they're still hearing about it some way. And the thing is, they've added so many ways, Aquatic Arts has, to get discounts, whether that's joining their newsletter or just a sale that they're doing randomly, which they've done a lot of. And they've really haven't communicated with me super well lately. So I never know what they're up to the last 6 months or so. And the deal I have with them, which is, basically getting some free fish and then a commission off of the fish that, like when I do if we do a live walkthrough and I recommend such and such, or they're promoting certain fish and I say, go check them out, use the code. Well, after they figure out the profit built in or whatever, then I get a percentage of that. It's something, something like, I think it's like 3% of the list price or so, 2 or 3%, depending on the list price I get actually. And that actually was not just peanuts for a while. A lot of you guys were using Aquatic Arts. However, Aquatic Arts, a lot of people have just said that they haven't been super stoked on their selection and stuff like that. Also, I heard one bad review that didn't get remedied. I heard 2 reviews that were not great, and I contacted Aquatic Arts, and then the people were contacted and they made up for it, which was what I expect of any company that I'd represent or promote ever. But yeah, so I think bottom line is they've been the exclusive place I've been promoting, but I'm really stoked seeing Dan's Fish Grow, and then Vivi is a new company started by some of the folks from Aquatic Arts, and Vivi will be a marketplace where everyone can list fish, and I can really get behind that idea. I really approve of that. So you can bet you'll be seeing some stuff when that launches, and I'll have some behind the scenes early stuff. I'm actually doing beta testing right now, or alpha testing, I guess, right now. So yeah. Please help send Alex to AGA. We're past halfway once you include my fundraiser auctions. This can work. That is Alan. So Alan, that is so kind of you, man, to be doing fundraiser auctions with your rare plants to help me out. That is incredibly kind of you, man. I mean, all of this is very thoughtful of you. I do appreciate it. Especially because, the AGA doesn't get documented well. It doesn't have a good website full of information necessarily that's like always new and exciting. And so people don't really know about it somewhat, but it is where all the hardcore aquascapers and botanists and just people who keep lilies and even like orchids and other plants, people who do gardening stuff and bonsai stuff, are kind of involved with it, as well as the fish crowd. And I feel like it needs to be documented, and these people need to be interviewed. And also, the thing is, Crystal Castleman didn't ever want to be interviewed on camera, like over Skype or anything, because of the language barrier, because her primary language is German. But if I see her in person, I have a whole episode that I've been waiting to put out, that is her kind of life story and contribution to the hobby type thing. But I'd rather hear it from her and talk with her and do like a whole live stream or recorded interview, if I can, because she's just kind of shy about her linguistic abilities live, I think, is the main issue. But she's such a nice lady. So smart, too. Bonnie Viper says, Mark, I love my... Oh, you love your fishy, huh? Fish Streams, what's up? Ticket to Space, what's up? Gardoki's Playground, what's up? Screaming Fly, good to see you. And ABC Aquatic Biotope Creations, also great to see you. You want to go to AGA too? Well, you should go and come find me, because I think I'm going. Is Kenny going to the Clash? No. He had to pick either that or the Triple Crown. Let's see here. Alan says, if we can get a few more donations to the GoFundMe, I'm going to have to add Aquatic Arts $100 gift card giveaway to contributors as a thank you to the community. Oh, so you're going to give away $100 gift card to someone randomly selected who contributes to this GoFundMe to get me to the AGA. And let's pull up also that link too. Also, Zen Ginger, Alan or Alex, is there another donation option? I can't pinpoint exactly to them, but the last time I donated through GFM, GoFundMe, your card security got breached. It got hacked or something. So even if it wasn't them, I'm leery of the site. Yeah, I could understand you feeling that way. I haven't heard of any big breaches or hacks, but I can totally understand that. And Alan just said, I will donate on your behalf. And also, Zen, I haven't forgotten about shipping you plants and all that stuff too. I, in fact, have just been waiting because of the temperature, either here or there, or in between. What's going on, Kevin? Good to see you, man. And who else snuck in here? Sweet Shot, what's up? Oh, you like my shirt? I made this a couple years ago. And question: what are those microfauna that shoot little balls into the water column? You're talking about bladderwort, perhaps? Let me see. Let me pull this up here. Ew. Gross. Good thing I did not have the share screen up yet. Because those are utriculara species like gramifolia that people put in purposefully in the hobby. But I searched for bladder warts because there's multiple species, and I got a thing about like prostates and bladders and all sorts of other, not friendly for live stream stuff. But here, let's pull up this little share screen. Share screen. Sharing is caring. It can be fun. You get one when I have none. Sharing is caring. It can be fun. Do 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 do. All right. So, bladderwort is this stuff. Is that what you were talking about in this post? They have the little these little cup basins like this, and they'll grow in a long string, like a string of pearls, and then they have like a little ball. But there's a Daphnia pretending to be one, which is cute. And it's actually a little trap, like a Venus flytrap mouth, which is kind of interesting. Kenny got to meet Ginger. All right. Giggity, giggity. Also, really good to see Kenny. Danikin, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Zach Roar, any chance we can hang out when you come to Ohio? Possibly. The Ohio trip is going to be a little more compressed. I think it's just going to be 2 or 3 days because we're just going to my wife's dad's 75th birthday. But if you're in the Columbus area, there's a good chance that we could at least like get a drink or maybe meet up and play like pinball somewhere, or I don't know, whatever there is to do. Go collecting for fish. Maybe she'll probably say no, don't go do that. But you can sneak away for something. Let's see here. Mick says it was Denang who super chatted $5 and asked about the Gilbert eye. You love Gilbert. Oh, okay, got it. Well, thank you, Denang. I don't know why I didn't see that, but thank you so very much. Again, I wonder if my StreamYard is just acting very stupid and not telling me when stuff's going on. Mark Sterlson, thank you so much doing the AGA fund donation on here. I do appreciate that. that will definitely go towards like spending money, bidding money on any sort of plants. Because, like I said, if I go on a trip, usually I'm broke from the trip. So Alan's idea to try to raise money through Yall, ring you guys out, hang you by your toes, and wait till he hears the coins hit the floor, is going on. And let me open that link too, so you can see it, and I can show you what he promised I would do. Because that's just how Alan is. I don't have many friends that I let do such bold things, but I do trust him. Shanna, so good to see you. So good to see you. I want to see you next time I'm near you. Do, 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 do. Okay, doable. If you don't know how to do, ask about Episto. Oh, yeah. Mick is definitely the Episto master on here. That is for sure. 4 years. Thumbs up, peeps. Only 60. Yeah, only 16 thumbs up. What are you guys doing to me? You guys trying to ruin my life? Trying to ruin my hopes and dreams? You guys, you're just crushing my ego. You're crushing my self-worth. I'm devastated. Let's see. Oh, right on. Congrats. Happy 2017. Randy, what up? Jeff, what up? Okay, dokey. OnlyFins, ask your question. What was the question? Is it the weight of an African swallow? Scotty, what's up, buddy? Irene Duel, what's up? Alex, I have 20-gallon aquarium, low-tech planet aquarium with one baby goldfish. Baby goldfish. Goldfish, 5 gold barbs, 5 cherry barbs, 6 zebra danios, and 1 silver female lyre-tail molly. Is this okay? That's a pretty busy tank in the sense of that goldfish will get bigger. Goldfish produce the amount of waste. I have a video coming out on why. I've finished writing the script on it, and I'm just deciding how to film it or what to film, rather that would make a worthwhile watch while I'm talking about things. But I think that goldfish are some of the worst first fish there are in the hobby. And they can be amazing, wonderful pets, but they are just higher needs than a lot of other fish, like your danios and your barbs, your guppies. So any live bear, really, for the most part of the common ones, they're all extremely easy to take care of. And they can survive ammonia spikes to some degree, and they're colorful, they're fun, they have babies easily. Whereas goldfish, they're tricky, and they eat lots of your plants. They can eat your other fish. They can also they are not truly tropical fish. They're really subtropical fish unless they're the fancy varieties. So really, they definitely shouldn't be in like 80-degree water. But even like 75-degree water is not ideal. Like 65 is probably better. So there's all of that. Other than the goldfish, though, I would say you're totally fine. The danios are pretty rambunctious. Hold on, there's a giant spider I need to put in a cup. Oh man, I didn't catch it. Sorry, guys. That was a spider, yay big, running up the wall, and I thought I could catch it in a cup, but instead I just turned the cup upside down and smushed it. It was going to go into the crack in the wall, and it was definitely a female of a mouse spider, the big one. Yeah, the Columbus Zoo is pretty cool. I went there last time I was there. I filmed quite a bit of cool stuff also in when I was in Ohio, but it was 5 years ago. But yeah, Alex, microscope creature. Oh, okay, cool. No hornwort involved. Send you a picture. Shoots little balls out into the aquarium. It's not like it's not the little ones that have the little spears like a hydra, is it, or a little freshwater anemone type relative. Hey, thank you so very much, Brian. A super sticker for $5. Appreciate it very much. Now I've got some little bit of money to spend. I think what now, like $20. Well, YouTube will take some, but then we will have money at the auction. We're getting there. We're getting there. According to Alan, we're getting close to the goal. Hold on. Let me try to. Apparently, I'm just having such difficulties with everything in my life on this computer. I'm still learning some of the ins and outs of it. But hold on. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend, or any new fish they have planned out? Because I've just been itching to go get more fish and start some new tanks and stuff. I don't know why I'm feeling so squirrely about that. Feeling so, I don't know. It's not a good time to do it. That's the bad part. Summer is not a good time for me with the travel plans I have and stuff. Not a good time to like start those sort of things. Really? Why can't I find this? So for some reason, my URL links aren't working without booting me from StreamYard, and yet the GoFundMe is not showing up. So I'm trying to do a search for it so I can share the page, because I don't know what's going on with not being able to click URL links. Try this way. No? Okay, I'll go to... Sorry, guys. I am so slow. I'm like molasses. The sky was gold. It was rose. I was taking sips up through my nose. As I could get back intact. Pictures you would take. Doing something bad that's in Crystal Farm. Lift you up until you break. You won't stop. Don't come down until you stop. Here we go. Here we go. Send the secret history. Oh, wow. We're at $536. Holy cow. With the $1,000 goal for the plane and the hotel and the tickets to the thing. Although I might be able to weasel my way into some tickets. I'm not going to lie. I'll try to do that for us. Wow. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate it. But I'm going to share you guys the screen now that took forever, but I finally figured out what was wrong, why I couldn't get my URL hot links to work. Apparently there's a setting that lets you do that, which is odd. Nice, Alan. You're going to make a throwing axe target. Hey, Alex, I just got master test kit. Any ways to extend the longevity doing different concentrations, or is it better? Just go by the numbers. Yeah, that's what I've always found. I mean, it's only like $40 and it lasts for me, even with my big fish room. I've had one master test kit, and if I tested as much as I should as like a new keeper, it would still probably do 200 to 300 or 400 tests, and then you can go get replacements for like $8 or $9 usually, or buy it online, of the API test kit if you just want nitrates or just want nitrites or just want ammonia. Generally, the ammonia and the nitrates, those are the only two you're going to use. And after it's cycled, you're not going to use the ammonia unless your fish are gasping or have bad gills. So really, you only need to spend the $10 on the API nitrate kit. And, then you can monitor if it's over, say, 30 parts per million or 50 parts per million or whatever you feel comfortable with your species of fish. Then it tells you when you need to change the water. Alex, you did a show and showed us, the micro ball throwers. You thought they're cute. Oh, huh. Now I'm really intrigued what they were. I'll have to go back and look too, or you can send me a picture. John, wow, man, thank you so much. That really means a lot. John just said, I contributed to your AGA fund, also shared the link onto my Facebook newsfeed. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And tell me what I can do to bring more value from this trip. Like, I want this to be a working trip. And so I want to show you guys anything you want to see from the show, anything that I'm allowed to see. Definitely. 20 white-footed magenta mystery snails. That sounds pretty cool, Ink Master. Those the white-footed ones are really pretty. Let's see here. Oh wait, now I can show you the other website too. Share. Sunny and share. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm dumb and I'm clicking with the right click instead of the left click because I'm used to Macs. Oh, Alex, you silly man child, you. Let's see here. Okay. Share. Sunny and share. So, guys, we have 11 of you, which is incredible that few of you, I mean, like, that few of you have raised that much money. That is so incredibly kind. I can't thank you enough. I really can't, other than just trying to learn lots of info to bring back to tell you guys, have like the latest, we'll try to get, Alan and I will try to go get footage of any aquascapes that are set up, of course, but any of the plants at the auction that are new to America, new to the hobby, etc. We'll try to get those. Plus, they might have some aquarium stuff too. Like the last one in Seattle had some aquaria stuff that was interesting, specifically like about fish and shrimp. But they'll have all sorts of things like fertilizers, and then they'll have vendor booths and things like that, I'm sure. But Alan says, Alex of the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium has resigned himself to not attending this year's Aquatic Gardener Convention. The convention is hosted every other year when there's not an international pandemic. Yes, like so happened since 2019. So it didn't happen last year. Let's characterize it as a dramatic oversight for him that he is not attending in 2022. It is truly not an unreachable sum. The $1,000, if we all chip in, let's send him. As a result, we gain at least 1 to 6 videos on the convention. It'll be like 6, guys, and we'll do like live streams too, and related topics. Not to mention the benefits of whatever social networking old social butterfly Alex can muster during the convention, when he's not robbing nearby 7-Elevens for cases of Dr. Pepper. That's pretty accurate, Alan. I appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Updates. Anybody who donates to the cause, even if we do not reach enough funding, reach enough and funding ends up canceled, you can submit plants you are looking for and want me to watch for at AGA auction. You can't spend more on plants than you donated, not including shipping. 3 plants max, please. So that's very kind of Alan. What Alan is saying there is, if you want to have a seat at the rarest plant auction in the world, the AGA for aquatic plants, he will take orders. So if you donate $50, he'll go up to $50 at the auction to buy you those things before we reach our goal of 1,000. If you make that happen, we're at $536 now, but that's crazy. Like, I would have done that just knowing that I wasn't going. I would have done that because I would have assumed like that's the only way I could get my Loganandra, for instance. Loganandra mi boldai, Loganandra mi boldai. So you guys have seen that one, but what about the silver powder, the one that I still have hanging on by a thread, man? It's like 2 leaves on mine. Hey, look, my photos show up on this plant. Oh, I'm not in Google mode. I'm in Bing mode on Microsoft. Bing, Dur. I feel like it should just say Dur. But love this plant. And this plant is one. There's now these dark morphs that are like chocolate or black or whatever you want to call them that are out now. Just incredible stuff's being done with plants around the world. And it's just too cool that we'll be able to bid on a lot of these things. I don't actually know this one. Loganandra ovata. That's huge. Huge. That's a huge plant. But interesting. The other ones that I'm looking at are Homolomena. And these are found on Borneo mostly. And they are very, very interesting plants. Their equivalent would be the Anubias, or maybe like a Monstera or Ficus, I suppose, or maybe Dracaena in the potted plant world. But there are some incredible aquatic and also not aquatic, but just normal Homolomena plants out there for that just haven't really hit the American scene or haven't hit the hobby big. But there are some just incredible color morphs out there. If you go to like rare, oh wow, Homolomena red. Wow, look at that. That is not the wow, sorry, I'm just like speechless looking at it. That is, that's not a Crip, it's not a Nubius or anything. That is a Loganandra. or a homolomina. Sorry, not a logonandra. It almost looks like a logonandra too, but it looks like, man, it just looks like it looks like cophifolia. Yeah, that's crazy. And things like the purple, the yellow morphs, things like that. This is where they always show up. Here's a velvet homolomina, silver and bronze. And there are a lot of these plants, and they're just in the Borneo and Javanese jungle, just waiting for somebody to find them. Look at that, red and yellow. Red and yellow, 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 red and yellow. Here we go. This is one I want for the aquarium. So these grow in the rainforest, obviously, but look at that. Look at that variegation, reverse variegation with the red swirls and then the bronze, and ooh, looky. Also, the other thing that I'd be looking for if we went would be some Barclay longifolia, because I never see the longifolia these days. I haven't seen it in the hobby for quite some time. Maybe you guys know where it is and you're holding out on me, but let's see here. Longonandra. Wait, why am I doing that again? Barclay longifolia. So this is one that I love that is not very common in the hobby for one reason or another. But there are some beautiful variants of this one too, and it has kind of color changing depending on the angle you're looking at it. It can be kind of purple, bronze, yellow, green, and it flowers with a beautiful plant. There's also black versions of the logonandra. I mean, there are some really cool. Look at that purple one there. And it is a bulb plant, which makes it even more interesting to me, anyways. But, oh, so cool. All right, guys. So, oh, wow. Thank you so much, Kenny. I appreciate it, buddy. I love the AGA. It's where I met you for the first time. Thanks, man. Sorry it took me a sec to see your comment. I got lost in looking at beautiful plants because I'm addicted to that. I'm addicted to a plant-based diet for my eyeballs. Thank you, brother Kenny. I know you've been traveling all over the place. It's very kind of you. Let's see here. Did I miss any questions? Based on 2019's conventions, I expect this year's auction to have a lot more paludarium and terrarium plants. Yes, and probably cloned plants. I would assume someone's going to bring trays over of those from Africa or from Europe of all the African and Asian varieties we don't usually see. Probably. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for going to the pin comment. I mean, it's very kind when you guys help out on YouTube. But they take a third, and then taxes takes another 10% right off the top, and then income taxes another third. But I so appreciate it. It's so very kind of you guys, and it encourages others, honestly. So there's that. And then everybody gets to see that you're a total badass for helping out the show. Oh, good Lord. Look what Shanagon done did. Now that she's a millionaire working in her millionaire office. I hope your job is going well, though, by the way. I know you're working hard, girl. Get it. Come, girl. Get it. Get it, get it, get it. Get that money. Move on up. Get that money. Move on up. Thank you so much, though. if the day ends with the GoFundMe over $700, somebody's getting an Aquatic Arts gift card that gave to it. So, okay, so that means that if y'all want to throw in another $200 to the GoFundMe, someone, you know, or 4 of you spend 50, or 100 of you spend $2. That's what I would love to see. That would be very charming. But then Alan will give away that $100 gift card to Aquatic Arts to one of you who has donated. So you might make money. If you donated $50, he might draw you, and you might make money off of donating to get the channel. Me, I mean, it's just selfishly me, obviously, going to Aquatic Experience, AGA, or not Aquatic Experience, the Aquatic Gardeners Association conference, biannual. I think that's biannual when it's not twice a year, but it's every 2 years. Or semi-annual. Was that how you say that? Ganon Gamer, what did you ask? Oh, my neighbor have a 55 sitting in their front yard, and they want, and I want it, but I'm not the type to go ask. Go ask. See what the deal is. Maybe you'll make a new aquarium friend, at least. I mean, there's that, right? But Shanna, thank you so much for that. I will definitely put in bids for you too, if you'd like. Anybody who's contributing like that, I mean, I'll match Alan's thing. I was gonna say I'll probably be putzing around with taking notes and buying. I'm probably gonna try to buy more books and stories. I also want to do a more series, continue the tannin series that I've been doing on deep dives into the tannic plants and blackwater plants in the hobby. But I also want to do ones on edible and or medicinal plants that can be grown in the aquarium, because it's such a it's like a resource that's right here in our homes for us aquarium keepers. I'm very curious, and I mean, I know a few of them, but I'm sure I'm missing most of them. Asya Llewellyn, what's going on? I'm looking into a 110-gallon tub and seeing so many platyfry. Oh, right on. I love that feeling. None of my tanks have really produced that much this year. Fishy Dude says, how do I sex cherry shrimp? I have 6 big bright red shrimp, but no babies. Did I really get all females? So I don't know how long you've had them, but they generally take 3 months to settle in as a general rule. Sometimes they get pregnant right away, but they generally take a couple months to settle in. And then the way you tell is the females will have a body with a big shoulder, and they'll be more vivid colored in general too. But they'll have what we call a bigger shoulder, or the headpiece. But I do have a whole video on the 4 stages of shrimp pregnancy, and I highly suggest you go watch that, because it'll show you how to tell males and females apart. It'll show you how to tell if they're ovulating / like they have eggs in their body, which we call saddled. And then if they have eggs holding that are fertilized, which is called buried. And that'll give you a 30-day heads up, if not like a 45 or 60-day heads up on when to expect babies, because they show these signs. Plus, when they shed, they tend to shed right before they're going to drop eggs from their shoulder to their saddle. So, yeah. Mick Schmidt. I don't even know why I'm watching. It's 2 a.m. because I am in Germany. But great content. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. You may enjoy my most recent video that is on Carp, Carpe Diem. Actually, that would have been a really cute name for the video. But it's on the fish that your people, well, actually Austrians, but also Germans, mostly Germans for America's sake anyways, took and bred, and they don't get credit for. People always think goldfish, koi, betta, sometimes goldfish, koi. Well, there was a European carp known as the mirror carp or the leather carp, two different things, that were scaleless versions with color morphs of black, silver, yellow, and they were raised by monks in Austria and Germany. It's just very cool that they originate there. I'd rather have those than just plain old boring carp that are invasive. These ones are pretty, at least. Let's see here. The title of this stream should be Tangents with Alex, and I'm here for it. All right, man. Yeah, today I was going to go more over a subject. I was actually going to talk about carp and the history that I read, because I read enough for like 3 hours of videos. I need to find an editor who wants to like take the video I just made and like put cool graphics to it, because I'm just sitting there filming a fish the whole time. And I'd be curious how the views would be different if I did a version that's just audio with me filming the fish for 45 minutes but talking, versus me and then like actual images and still images interspliced. I would be curious if anybody wants to play and help me try that out. But yeah. Are there pygmy carp or just goldfish? There are many species of carp. They can be bred in lineages to be smaller. It really depends on what you feed them and all that. So if they're in the total wild, even a goldfish carp is going to get big. I mean, goldfish can reach 10 pounds. But when we talk about European wild carp, like the mirror carp or glass carp or the leather carp, they can reach like crazy sizes, like 85 pounds, 1.5 meters long, or 45 inches, something like that. They get huge. It's insane. Chew, hello. Also, hello to Nino Franklin. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing very, very well. If a super red bristlenose pleco and an albino bristlenose pleco spawn, what do you get? So if I recall, the albino gene is dominant over the red gene. So you would probably get either calico for half and half albino, or you would get all albino for a generation, maybe. Because I think the red is fairly recessive, coming from a leucistic variety that has been selected as more and more red from the original brown or tan varieties. But it's either going to be 50% of one of the parents and 50% mixed traits, or it's going to be 100% exactly like the parents, like exactly like one of the parents. That will be the ratio most likely with the albino and in bristlenose in particular. Well, guys, I hate to leave you. It pains me to leave you. I really do want to do a late night stream again soon. And depending on what unfolds with this weekend, I have to went to a garden party. All my friends was there. Yoko brought her walrus. There was magic in the air. But it's all right now. Learn my lesson well. You can't keep a goldfish in a fishbowl-sized hell. Well, it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. I said, you can't keep goldfish in a bowl size of hell. Anyways, I hope everybody is doing wonderful and you don't hate me for this shakedown of a stream that Alan organized trying to get a trip funded to the AGA. I do promise, though, that we'll make you good content. We'll have fun. We'll do live streams from there. And I just want to thank you guys who have supported this trip and supported the channel in general, too, so very much. And also, if you guys like the new video, share it because it's a long one and it's real nerdy. So I made it for you guys who say you like the long and nerdy. Want to catch me long and nerdy? Want to catch me long and nerdy? That is what you will get from me. I told you I wouldn't change. They tried to change me, and I said no, no, no. All right, guys. Well, I am gonna get out of here, but thank you so much, mods like Kenny and Ginger. Thank you so very much, and Alan. Thank you so very much, all you channel members. Anybody who's gifted memberships lately, awesome. Thank you so very much. All you guys watching the replay of this, you're crazy. You're crazy. I don't even know why you're watching. It's just me ranting on and begging for money. But thank you. And we'll have a more structured live stream again soon. Where also I want to do trivia again, or some form of like a game where y'all can play and we can interact and talk about fish on a dish with. That's my wish. All right, guys. Well, you have a fantib-dib-dabulous night. Take care of your critters. Take care of the people around you. But, of course, take care of yourself, because if you don't do that, you can't do the other things, silly. All right, guys. I will talk to you next time, and I will be posting in the community tab soon. Well, obviously, Monday is going to be 4 new episodes about new and interesting stuff in the fish hobby for members. It'll be on the Aquatic Morning Show if you don't catch it there. And it is a podcast format in that it's just audio, so you can listen to it wherever. And I will actually have the podcast up sometime one day. No, it's like all formatted and ready. So yeah, I do have the dojos. So yeah. All right, guys. But yeah, again, linked in the description, there is, or rather in the chat too, there is a link to Alan Bauer's fundraiser saying, bring the secret history living in your aquarium to the Aquatic Gardener Association. Any donation to that will go towards that. If you do that, Alan, today, if we reach another $200 of giving today, he's going to give $100 gift card away to one random gift giver, which is incredibly thoughtful and kind of Alan. He does so much for this channel. And also, he is offering to buy plants at the best auction in the world for aquatic plants, up to whatever you donate. So if you donate $10, he'll buy up to a $10 plant. If you donate $50, he'll search down that plant up to $50 or whatever. He's crazy and he cannot be stopped. He's a madman. And you know, I love him for it. You know, it's just, it's a wild, wild world. Wild, wild life. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. My wife and I have a dinner party, like I was saying, with Yoko and the walrus. And I think I'm the walrus. I am the walrus. Did I just say that? I said that without being ironic. I am the walrus. Shut up, Donnie. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great evening. Y'all rock.